I not sure? Oh my goodness gracious almighty. Is it that time already? It is that time already. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the PopCulturePros Network. Welcome to the A2Z Program. This is episode 15. I am your host, Arick Zant. And tonight, 3:15. Hey, I just realized something. It's the 15th episode of the A to Z program, and today is March 15th. How coincidental. It's almost like I planned it that way, but I really didn't. But anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to Pop Culture Pros. Welcome to the program. We have a very, very exciting program for you tonight. Tonight, my special guest is Kyle Arango. Kyle is the co-host of the A to Z program. Really, Arick? You haven't had anything to drink yet. Kyle is the co-host of the Jader Kyle Show right here on Pop Culture Pros. Very good show. You got to check it out. These guys do movie reviews, rip movies apart, have special guests, so it's going to be really fun. Kyle's a great guy. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. And without further ado, now producer Dave is on sabbatical. He had some things he had to take care of. So tonight, I said to myself, I have millions of loyal viewers who tune in every week and want the same top quality entertainment that I provide them every single week. So I went out and I searched the globe. I had 3 days to do this. I got in my car and I drove all the way down as far south as I could. As far south as I could. And I made one stop. I stopped in South Florida and I found a man. I didn't find just any man. I found the man. I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, a special guest producer tonight. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you to tonight, the special guest producer for the A to Z program. Guest producer, reveal yourself. Oh, the boss! Yes! Steve Faraci, ladies and gentlemen.
What's
Put your
up?
hands together. Boss, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I do want to point out your first comment of the evening, and obviously it shows his IQ is relatively low out there. See that? I try to tell you.
Boss, so many times I've presented you with certain things, and you have tried to steer me in the right direction, and of course I took the latter. But you know what, boss? From now on, whatever you say, I'm going to listen to, because Bunker, you know what? I think maybe you golfed too much yesterday. I don't know, did you have your head in the sand all day? I mean, you said you shot a 75. I don't buy that. You probably shot an 115 on the first 9. That's what I think. But Bunker, no, you're on the A to Z program. You're right where you need to be. But tomorrow, you know what, boss? We have a unique opportunity right now, don't we? We should really talk about this, because, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, right here on Pop Culture Pros, we have a landmark episode for you. The Just Too Sweet Show, the premier wrestling show on the internet, hosted by Tim Tabala, yours truly, many times the boss, David Waki, and Gilberto Bert Campa, the greatest wrestling show, the Just Too Sweet Show. We have our 50th episode, and we are having an extravaganza. Boss,
50,
can you believe?
Baby.
You can believe it's 50?
Holy shit!
That is so freaking
blows my mind.
Blows my mind, dude.
Mind is blown.
Can I blow your mind even more?
Please do.
I'm going to blow the hat right off your head. Not only is it the 50th episode of the Just Too Sweet Show, not only have we gone over miles of mountains and rough terrain and endured the weathering storms of the atmospheric pre-gentrification of anything, I can't come up with a big word. But what is significantly unique about this, boss, is tomorrow is 3/16, and you know what that means.
I mean, do the stars align or what?
Everything came together in a perfect storm. It is Steve Austin Day, and in honor, it is Steve Austin Day tomorrow, and it's our 50th episode. What? It's all coming, boss. This couldn't have been I mean, could anything have gone better than this? Could the stars have aligned? I mean,
Could
I don't
not
think
have.
I don't think the Ultimate Warrior could have done a better promo for anything like this than to have the 50th episode come on 316. I don't think it's possible. But boss,
Like, you've got to realize, just to pile on that point, you have to realize that you guys started, obviously great from the get-go, and then you had your weeks where you couldn't go on. There was a technology issue, which happens sometimes on PopCulturePros.com.
Once in a while.
And that led you, if you did not have those issues, we would have been talking about episode 50 in February, which would have been a big no-no for you.
It would have.
You would have gotten incredibly upset.
Oh, it would. I don't think I would have slept that whole night. I would.
Wait, is this true?
Is this true? And most importantly, it's my birthday, so know your role and shut your mouth, Bunker. Bunker. Without sounding crass, I think I would have known if it was your birthday. I mean, I didn't get the official Facebook on this, okay? But if it is wait a minute, you know what, boss? I think tomorrow is his birthday.
You think so, right?
I think tomorrow is his. So we got 3 things going. We got episode 50, we got 316, and we got Bunk having a birthday. So Bunk, you're going to get roasted like a motherfucker. I hope you are ready, because we are going to roast your ass like a rotisserie chicken. If they roast, they don't really though, do they? They kind of just turn and cook.
No, they roast chickens.
They roast chickens. Rotisserie chicken. We're going to roast the Florida chicken. I love it. Oh, God, I love it. But in all seriousness, boss, we got to thank you, because you are the core of Pop Culture Pros. You are the mastermind, the man who put all this together for us, who started this from the ground up. You started it.
I hope.
You started at the ground, and you built this thing up, and you brought us along. And man, I got to tell you, I got to thank you so much. It's been such a fun ride so far, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us. But dude, I want everybody out there to give the proper respect to this man over here, because without him, this wouldn't be happening. So, boss, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
What was Joey Gladstone? Come on now, cut it out.
Cut it out.
Listen. I couldn't do it without you guys. I mean, I have an IQ slightly above Bunker's, which is not saying much. But this is a relatively easy thing to work through when you have a great group of people like we have on PopCulturePros.com. That's
true, boss. But without you at the helm, it just wouldn't be the same. So, man, I thank you, and I tip my glass of refreshing, tasty RC Cola to you. Excellent. RC Cola. It's my cola.
I wonder if your guest has ever heard of RC Cola.
I wonder. We're going to have to ask him when he gets on here. I mean, Kyle is a little wet behind the ears. He's a youngin. But Kyle seems savvy to me. Kyle seems like he's pretty hip to old, new, and current. I mean, he seems like he keeps up on just about everything. He's a savvy lad, isn't he?
He's definitely hip to be square.
Hip to be square. Well, boss, you know what? While we're doing all this jaw-jacking, how about I give you and the people tonight's A2Z Top 10?
Yes.
Woo! And, boss, tonight, the top 10 is the top 10 the worst things said in court. And this is going to be great because, not to wax too philosophically on the criminal element, okay? Because everybody knows.
James Bunker.
I feel
like Bunker's going to have said like 8 of the 10 things. Sorry.
I was going to say 9, but if you want to be conservative, go right ahead. I feel your compassion for him, but of course you're innocent until proven guilty. Of course. But, a lot of times things you say kind of define your character. So when you're in front of the big man, the judge, and some of these things that come out of these people's mouths, it's just like you kind of got to sit there and you got to go, oh my God, did you really just fucking say that? You know what I mean? You're in front of a judge. You're in front of the court. Your reputation or your guilt or innocence is on the line. So to me,
Yeah.
and believe me, I've been in front of a judge or two. I have tried to be on my best behavior every time because I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to sit in jail, and worse than that, I don't want to pay a goddamn fine of like $500. So I'm telling you what, I'll say anything to get out of it. But these people did not. So let's start with the A to Z top 10. These are the worst things said in court. And boss, number 10 on the top 10 list is, if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. And don't tell nobody at all. Well, I don't know. I think we know where that one line came from. But
Yeah.
do you feel like somebody added something to that, perhaps?
Yeah, there was a little bit of addition onto the end of that. Yeah, for sure.
A little bit of an ad lib. But of course, everybody, if you don't know, that's the Honorable Solicitor Johnny R.I.P. Johnny Cochran, who represented O.J. Simpson, who's mega douche. Because what he did, right, boss? He had the glove, right, and O.J. tried to put it on, and it didn't fit. And Cochran's big thing was, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. And I will never forget that echoing throughout the media. I mean, that was like that was like
Seinfeld.
I mean, it just it did, and it's still said today. But that's a good one. That's an iconic statement. But my God, we all know that OJ may or may not have had a hand in it. I mean, he may not have done the actual deed. There. Had a hand in the glove. Oh God!
You're so punny, and you didn't even know it.
Oh my goodness! How am I sitting here right now? But anyhow, let's move on. Number 9. Number 9 on the top 10 worst things said in court is, look, Your Honor, I'm homeless. Send me to jail already. You'd be doing me a huge favor, biatch. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
These things were actually said. These are documented quotes from dockets in actual courtrooms. It doesn't say where, but they are things really that have been said. Now, can you imagine? I mean, and believe me, you're from New York. You've seen homeless people. It gets cold out there, and these guys probably want 3 hots and a cot. But calling the judge a biatch, I don't know if you're gonna.
I feel like it's taken a little bit too far.
Yeah, you're still going to jail, buddy. But you might not be going to the. What was that from Office Space? Federal. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Everybody knows what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna say it. But anyway, how about number 8? Number 8 on the top 10 worst things said in court. And then, as I saw the murder, I ran out of the room like this. And he runs out of the courtroom. Oh, Jesus Christ. So there goes the witness. Well, as I saw the murder, I ran out like this. Oh, here he goes. He's gone. That would be kind of funny, actually. I would have liked to have seen that on court TV.
I would have liked that, too. That's original.
Like,
that's real original to do.
It is real original to do. And I wonder how far he got. You think he got far?
No, the two guys standing right there, they tackle his ass.
They tackle his ass. He wasn't
going
anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's go. Number 7. Number 7. I'm going to take the bar exam again later. Not to become a lawyer. I just want to see how long I can hold my booze. Oh, boy. I would have never thought of that one. That one's pretty good. How long I can hold my booze. The bar exam. Boss, I may have, sat at a bar here and there and, taken a few bar exams myself. I'm just saying. Are you currently enjoying a beverage, sir?
You know what? I'm not tonight. I'm enjoying
You're not tonight.
Water.
Water.
That's what I have.
Oh, we're going.
You know why? Because producer Dave is always drinking that big tug of water.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to?
I'm matching.
Oh, boss, I knew I had the right guy for the job on this, and now it's I'm convinced.
That's it, baby.
Oh, wait a minute, boss. Before we continue on, we have a few comments over here. Who do we got here? We got Sam saying, "What's up? What's up, Samo? How we doing?" And Mr. Tabala. What's Mr. Tabala saying down here, bosses? Tomorrow night, Bunker versus Faraci. First 5 minutes of the Not So Royal Rumble tomorrow night. That's true. And for those of you who don't know, we're doing first of all, on tomorrow night's show, you all sitting there at home, you get to be part of the show. We are going to send out the link. We want you on the show. We want you to be our guest. And when we have you on as a guest, we are going to have you on in a Royal Rumble style thing. What that means is, if anybody's ever seen a Royal Rumble, and if you haven't, I'll explain it to you. The Royal Rumble is an event where each wrestler comes in every like 3-4 minutes. We're going to do something like 5, but every 5 minutes we're going to have a guest come on. And after their 5 minutes is up, we toss them over the top rope and we buzz in a new guest. So that's going to be the format that we follow in honor of 316, in honor of the 50th episode of the Just Too Sweet program. I think that was a good idea by Tim. That was a real good idea by Tim.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
And there's no bigger indication that it is the not so Royal Rumble than James Bunker being involved.
Well, to compound that, sir, I think it should be known that you and Mr. Bunker drew number 1 and number 2. And you will be the first 2 entrants in the Not So Royal Rumble. That is worth seeing itself. If you don't watch any other bit of the show, folks, you need to watch that part. That is going to be the prolificating astronomical moment, and I have no idea if prolificating goes with what I just said, but we're going to pretend it does anyway. That is going to be the defining moment of the show. You're going to have so much fun watching that. But before we do that, I'll try to get through this top 10. We were on number 7. Let's go to number 6. Hello, my name is Robert Kardashian, and my daughters are sluts. So, O.J. Simpson, the football-playing guy, didn't kill anyone. Okay, wait a minute. I got to read that one again.
Please do.
Hello, my name is Robert Kardashian, and all my daughters are sluts. So, O.J. Simpson, this football-playing guy, didn't kill anyone.
Uncle OJ. Uncle OJ,
he didn't say. Did you ever hear the rumor? Not that I follow all this Hollywood gossip, I don't, but I happened to be walking by the magazine rack and I saw, years and years ago, they were trying to stir up the pot to where they thought OJ might actually be the Amazon Kardashian's real father. What's her name? Caddy? What the hell's her name?
I'm failing you here because producer Dave would absolutely know the answer to this.
Chloe? Chloe. No. Yes, Chloe.
Is it?
Because Kim is the one with the rapper.
Oh, Courtney.
And Courtney's the one with the douchebag. Yeah, okay. With the dumb hair. Yep. Okay. So holy shit. So, well, why wouldn't you say that about your daughters? Because they probably. I mean, they probably sluts. I mean, he's not lying. Anyway,
feels that way.
It feels that way. You're getting that feeling too, boss? That they kind of
a little bit.
A little.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Oh shit. Oh god. Okay, let's go. Number 5. To the drunken hicks of the jury. Oh no. Oh no, man.
Was this in deposit?
I was gonna say this has got to be like from a Delaware County docket up here. Because I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you that's been said in a courtroom up here. To the drunken hicks of the jury. Which, by the way, probably is not wrong. He's probably not wrong, whoever said that. Number 4. Oh, by the way, Judge, a guy was looking for you. I think his name was My Friends Are Gay. First name, Olaf.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You see how dated this list is. And we mean no offense to anything like that, but that's kind of funny.
Was it Olaf? Olaf? O-L-A-F?
O-L-A-F.
From Frozen. This is between 3 and 5 years ago.
Yeah, it has to be.
Frozen 2, we'll give the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt.
It's a criminal saying it, so yeah.
Yeah, and he like I said, he may or may not be hopped up on meth or whatever. So I guess people's sense of humor is kind of get exasperated or amplified during bouts of drug heightening. So number 3, while on trial for rape to the jury, your confusion for my actions is not rational. She's a healthy female of breeding age. Oh God. Now, come on now.
That's
Can you?
that's the worst defense ever.
That's the word. So this asshole is just going to get up there and try to give credence to his story by saying that. Oh my God! You know what, you stupid motherfucker? You belong in jail for saying something stupid like that. Jesus H Christ. Oh boy, here we go again. They're beating the shit out of OJ today. Number 2, if Tracy Barlow and OJ Simpson can get away with murder, then why can't I? Well, that's not wrong. And do you think?
Not wrong at all.
Do you know? Speaking of that one, boss, do you think, like, the OJ trial was not just sensationalized, but it was broadcast throughout the world. I mean, there were countries that were on standstill watching this. Now, he actually, I think he hurt the criminal justice system by, this whole trial of him because he essentially did get away with murder. I mean, whether he orchestrated it or did it, I guarantee you he had something to do with it. But it's like now, how can a guy who say Billy goes out and beats the shit out of Johnny and he dies later and he goes, well, I mean, I didn't know he was going to die. OJ got off with it. How can you as a judge sit there in good conscience and say well, kind of got me there if OJ can, because it doesn't matter. OJ really. I think he really hurt the criminal justice system by wasting all that money and all that shit. Before we get to number 1, let's get to a few honorable mentions here. Let's see. Well, we got one here. Let's see. I'll give you an honorable discharge if you know what I mean. Oh boy,
very bad.
Very bad. Very with thumbs down.
That's doing nothing for your defense.
That's doing nothing for your defense. That's awful. That's awful. In response to your objection, my response is you're a little bitch. Boy, these people like to say bitch a lot and biatch. I wonder if judges have fetishes of wanting to be hurt and maimed. Because you got to think a guy sitting there or a woman sitting there in a black robe. They're already half. What's that S&M? You know what I mean? Take the robe off and whatever. So they're already role playing, and they're probably thinking oh, I got a gavel, I got this gown on. I mean, I don't know. I could take a couple of whacks to the side of the rump. I don't know.
Judge Ito.
Judge Ito. Oh, Lance Ito. He became popular too. He was actually.
You know what? I remember the day the verdict was being read, and I remember in being in class. I was 13.
Okay.
And as that age range, you don't know much about the criminal justice system and evidence and all that stuff. So I was like, he's O.J. Simpson. There's no way he killed anybody. So
yeah.
I remember being in the classroom when they read the verdict, everybody celebrating, including me. And then all these years later, it was like, holy fuck, this guy decapitated, not only killed her, decapitated her.
He cut her fucking head off, man. I mean, that's sick. That's a sick. You got to be a sick bastard to do something like that. Well, to allegedly do it. He might not have. OJ's got good character. What did he do? He held up guys in a hotel room in Vegas for trying to strong arm all his memorabilia back. And threatened to kill him. And he's a great guy. Good character. And let's see. One more, boss. Prosecution, more like the prostitution. I rest my case. Okay, so that's kind of funny. I would laugh at that if I was in court. So
as a judge, you would not take anything seriously.
No.
You would seriously uphold the law, but as far as that stuff is concerned, you wouldn't be like, what did you say, son?
No, you wouldn't. You guys sit there all stone faced. He's not selling for wrestling terms. He's not going to sell it at all. He's not going to sell it at all. But, boss, I think we're here. Let's do the number 1 thing.
Number 1, baby.
This is the number 1 worst thing you could say.
James Bunker has ever said in a courtroom.
I almost think I have a works cited here. It says J. Bunker, 1998. Okay. So, there is truth to that. Look it up. So, to everybody in the court, silence in this courtroom. The donkey wants to talk. Looking over at the judge. Yeah, that's a Bunker thing to say. That's definitely Bunker. That Bunker, is definitely Bunker.
I feel it. I feel Bunker would say that. 100%.
I feel that's got to be him. So anyway, that's our top 10 for tonight. Top 10 worst things said in court. You know, boss, like I said, I've soared with the eagles and slithered with the snakes and all points in between. And you know, I have associated with the criminal underworld, for lack of a better term, once or twice in my life, and been to court, mostly for just traffic infractions, or you know, mostly traffic infractions, because things like that. But the few times that I had a serious charge, like you know, driving without a license, or you know, driving without any tags, or shit, you know what I mean, like serious misdemeanors. I never had a felony. But you know, you get in front of the judge, and it's like, at first you're walking in there, you're like, you know, I'll be all right. But like in these small rinky-dink courtrooms that are in these small towns, they're just like basically, it's like just basically like a broom closet, and like it's got. Yeah, like I was gonna say, it's got a card table set up. But like when you actually go to like a county courthouse, like I went to the one in Delhi, and it's fucking gigantic. I mean, you know, it looked like the Hall of Justice. You know what I mean? And I'm walking in there, and then like you see this little tiny judge. He's about this big, sitting way back there, and he's got like he's mic'd up, and he's like, so you know, and it's like I'm sitting there like going, holy shit, like I'm in deep shit here. But it actually ended well. But I don't remember any of it because I think I was like shocked by like the actual fact I was in an actual real courtroom, and the guy on the other side actually had a lawyer, and I didn't, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. But I wasn't. I got out of what I was doing. We came to an agreement. I think that's when I ran a caution light and caused a 4-car accident in Trout Creek. I think that's what that one was. That is
awesome.
That was pretty. Looking back on it, it was pretty great.
Like my cousin Vinny and the little rinky dink, you know, he's like this big name lawyer, supposed big name lawyer, and he's in Alabama.
Same thing, man. Same thing. Up here, it's like the South kind of, you know, people forget, Steve, that we come from an area that was actually one of the we were actually the first area in the United States where they landed and actually set up. But we were the first that made, like our area, New York, New England, that was majorly colonized first and populated first. So everything kind of went down from there. So the aspects of the country up here are the aftershocks of what happened down south. Like the original hillbillies are up here. The OJs. OJs, that's stupid. The OHBs, the original hillbillies. They're all up here still. And talking to some of these guys, and they're great guys. They are great guys. But you know, you can see where the country kicks in, and you know, when these guys, the people that live in the hills, man, you better watch it. The hills have eyes. I'm not getting involved with any of that stuff. So anyway, boss, I think we've come to that time. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have ourselves a very special guest tonight. A man who needs no introduction. A man who is hailed in the lore of PopCulturePros as the prolific movie reviewer / television presenter. I also think he invented the dark lens for the photo gray for the sunglasses. What are they called? Ray-Bans. I think he had a hand in that. And I also think he's a world champion Tiddlywinks player. But disregard all of that. He's a great guy. He is our very own, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Arango. Kyle, come in here, sir. Come in, Kyle.
Look at this guy.
There he is.
Oh my gosh, I've been waiting.
You are here, man. You are here. You are on the A2Z program. You have millions watching you right now. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here. I even put on pants for this, so I'm ready to go.
Oh man. I told my people out in the back. I told them that pants are optional. You don't have to do that. You can come as you are. Yeah,
Steve, we got to fire someone. This place is not run very well.
Did you enjoy the Raisinettes in the back room?
I think they're all gone.
Oh boy, you know what that means. Bert was back there somewhere. I knew it.
Bert was back there.
I knew it.
No, but I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Kyle, thank you for being here. First off, Kyle, tell us a little about yourself. Let's start out with this. The Jader and the Kyle Show.
Yes.
Okay, that's one of the and to be in all honest and fair, that's one of the more popular programs we have on here. You guys get a lot of viewers. You guys get a lot of feedback. You've done a lot of shows. Tell me a little about that and how that started and how you and Jader came to do this.
Well, it's funny because like when the pandemic first started, both Jader and I had a podcast on the previous network we were on before going into this, and both of them kind of fell through. And him and I are both big movie fans, and we said, you know what, let's just give this a shot, see what we can do. And he was just starting up in the movie trivia schmodown community at the time, so he was starting to get an audience there. And I said, well, this is a perfect time to bring him over here to, you know, get us even more exposure at that point and see what we do. We both love talking movies. And I don't think the show really found its footing until like episode 5. We have a notorious Marvel episode that went about 4.5 hours long. But once we hit our groove, we really just we're having such a great time doing this. We're on episode 43 coming up this week. It's been going almost a year now at this point. Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. We cover a movie every single week. We bring on a guest every single week. And, you know, it can be anyone from just a friend here on PopCulturePros to someone movie trivia community to we just had Alex Miranda on last week. So it's been a pretty fun journey to get here. And I'm, you know, so happy that season 2 is coming out pretty quick.
That's awesome. Kyle, I got to tell you, I initially I missed a few of your earlier episodes, but I got into watching it probably right around that episode. That was one of them I caught. And I'm telling you something, I was laughing my balls off. That was one of the best shows. That was one of the best shows you got. All your guys' shows are great, but I really, really enjoyed that one. And I even enjoyed the one Tim Tabala was on. I mean, that was, you know, after he cried so much, you know, and he found out that you guys wanted to have me before him. he got all mad at that. But no, that went really well. But no, you guys do a great job. I really like you have a strict attention to detail. You really get into this, and you're really passionate about this. And I think that's cool because it's like you put your own unique perspective on it, but yet you kind of keep it straight. I really like that. That's really cool, man. That tells me you know what you're talking about. So
well, I mean, it's really it's neat because like another reason why I started doing this show is because I've been writing the reviews for the website for quite a bit, but you want to talk about them every now and then too. You want to be able to get your voice out there more than just reading words, so people can see how you actually feel about a movie. And you know, it's been really fun doing this, getting back to see older movies that I've never seen before. Our guests like to pick these cheesy 90s films quite often, so that's been, that's been tough lately. But we get the good stuff every now and then. I feel like I'm looked at as more of the harder one on the show. I don't know if Steve can contribute to that at all, but like I feel like I'm the one who's a little more harder on these movies. But I do my best. I sit through them and I make it through there, except for Big Trouble in Little China. That movie I just couldn't make it through.
Oh, Kyle, you didn't like Big Trouble in Little China. That's right. That is one of my favorite movies. The Pork Chop Express. Come on.
I don't even think I got too far.
You didn't get that far? Did you finish it?
I remember an airport scene. I remember someone getting hit by a truck, and then I kind of fell asleep at that point.
Oh boy, so that wasn't hitting on your radar. You were like, all right, fuck this. Yes. I can't do this anymore.
At that point.
That's so great. So you and Jader been friends for a while, or did your friendship kind of congeal more as your show went on?
Well, we met through the previous website when we were together on that, but we didn't really meet each other until I believe it was the Avengers Infinity War when him and I went to go see that screening together with Steve and a couple other people. I think Nardo was there as well. And that's where Steve, was that 3 years? Yeah, 3 years ago now. So him and I really hit it off there. And then we both bonded over the movie trivia thing going on. That's when we went down to the Orlando live show they had together, and he got selected into that. And him and I just formed the podcast ever since. It's funny because I just went to go visit him about a month ago at this point. And I hadn't seen him in person maybe 2 or 3 times before that. So him and I, it feels like we've known each other most of our lives, but it's been pretty good so far. Almost Famous. Yeah, Tim, that's the one I was voting on.
The running joke.
There it goes, Almost Famous.
Yeah, we got Dogma instead.
Dogma's a great movie, but no, Kyle, that's cool. It's fun when you not just share an interest and share a passion with somebody, but when you kind of click on that human level. It's like sometimes you can have common interests with people, like like James Bunker has a common interest with with a sloth, or like a drunken hobo, and like but that's cool that you guys could find something, bond over it, and actually make something cool and have cool content and talk about cool things.
Mm-hmm.
That's Timmy and I have the same kind of thing. Timmy and I have known each other for like 30 years. He went to school. He moved up here from the city, went to school. We stayed in contact, and when the boss over here, he's over here, right there.
There he is.
When he suggested the wrestling show, Tim wanted me on, and I'm like, all right, cool. And then we got that rolling, and then as we got away from the other one and got on this one,
right?
Steve presented me with the idea, perhaps having a talk show, that's different from the other, because we like everybody sees, we have content that spreads the gamut. I mean, we have content for everything. We have the sports, we have the movies, we have the music, we have my bullshit. So it's like it's so much fun. And doing it with somebody who you're right on with makes it that much more funner, because you kind of feed off each other a little bit. That's the cool thing.
You need someone that you have good chemistry with, or otherwise it's just not going to be fun after. Or your show's going to be boring, and the fans will let you know that. So for us to get at almost a year, and it's something that it shows that we've been doing something right.
Yeah, and you got and like I said, I mean, Siskel and Ebert got nothing on you guys, man. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea why, like, you guys aren't, like, in a column somewhere in, like, the Philadelphia. I don't even know the name of the goddamn paper. But anyway, Kyle, tell me something. What you said that you're trying to catch up and get into movies from the past. Do you primarily look forward to, like, the new stuff that comes out? Do you primarily like to? Are you? I guess I should say, are you a guy that, like, you're watching the trailers? You're the upcoming guy, and you like seeing everything new, because you're fairly young, right? You're in your early 20s.
Yes, I'm gonna be 24 later this year.
Okay, so you I mean, and there's a shitload of great movies in your wheelhouse. But do you? Is it cool getting to look back and watch some of these other movies? Perhaps maybe like these remakes and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, I just graduated film school last year. So I had working for the website, and then moving into this website, being the movie reviewer, I'd always looked forward to the new stuff, but I made sure I did my homework to go and see the old stuff too. So when I say like older movies, I go back and I watch the Turner Classic Movie stuff. I've seen, the classics, stuff from like the 30s, 40s, all the way up to the 70s. And it's funny because the 90s is the decade that I really missed. Because when you go back to watch classic films, you're not really going back to the 90s. You're looking at where everything kind of started. And then obviously with the movie reviewing, you're just looking forward to stuff that's coming out. So if it's a sequel, I'm going to go back and watch the original. If it's a remake, I'm going to go check that out to see how it compares. But I really miss out on probably late 80s into the full 90s is just a time that I really never tuned into. But I love the older stuff. 70s movies have some of my favorite stuff in it. When I was in film school, it was so great watching some of the silent films like the Charlie Chaplin stuff or Frank Capra's directed. Yeah, I really enjoy that stuff out there. And it's weird because people my age you wouldn't suspect would be into that stuff. But I feel like if anyone just gives it a chance, you can really find something to appreciate in them.
Wow, that's cool. Kyle, do you have a specific genre of film that you like the most?
Yeah, sci-fi fantasy would probably be my number one. I really enjoy when you're able to play with reality and, see something different from the common world, but then I also enjoy the common world stuff. So, like, if you have a really good hard-hitting drama, like one of the best films I saw last year that was an older film was The Best Years of Our Lives, which is, a movie about soldiers coming home from war and just readjusting to modern life. And it's just stuff that I really appreciate. I wish more people got into it, but I love that I have that knowledge in me now.
That's great. Where'd you go to film school?
Just in West Palm Beach, down in Palm Beach State College. I got to write and direct a couple of short films, and got to know quite a few people out there. But graduating film school during a pandemic is not ideal. So it's after that, yeah.
Man, that must have been weird. So, you said you watch Turner Classic Movies. I like old movies myself. I found myself getting into, like, a few years ago, and I say a few, I'm meaning like 10. My brother He has this garage set up outside. We call it the man cave. Not because it's manly or whatever. Everybody's welcome in it, but it's kind of cool because we can sit around and watch movies and hang out. And we started getting into those Alfred Hitchcock movies. Did you ever get into any of them?
Yeah, when the pandemic first started, that was one of the directors that I say, I'm going to sit down. I'm just going to kind of go through his filmography, see what's coming up. And I love his classic stuff, like, The Birds and Rear Window is just incredible. Vertigo, stuff like that. I think Hitchcock, if you look at his filmography and look at what kind of films we got going today, so many films just pick and choose off of what he used to do and use as an influence.
100%.
Like, do you have a favorite one?
I like Rear Window myself. That one, that's the Jimmy Stewart where he had the broken leg.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I know that it was Raymond Burr, right? It was the guy that was not Raymond Burr. Who was the guy he was watching down there that ended up killing his wife?
I don't remember the name.
I don't know why I said Raymond Burr. I don't know if it was him, but the whole movie they want you to think that it's him. And me with Mr. Plot Twist and thinking they're throwing me a curveball. I'm thinking no, there's no way. But he was so focused on him, and of course at the end it ended up being that. But everything in the middle of that, that was such a classic movie. That was such a great movie.
I would suggest, if you haven't seen it yet, Strangers on a Train. I think that's probably my favorite Hitchcock film, which is just a brilliant premise if you have never seen it before. It's these two guys are on the train, and one of them's like, one's a famous tennis player, another just another stranger he met there, and he goes, I just hate my wife, and I really want to get away from her. And the other guy's like, well, I hate my dad. What if I kill your wife and you kill my dad, and then we'll be good from there? And the guy's like, all right, cool, yeah, whatever, man. There's no that's so funny. And gets off the train. The guy's like, so we're good, right? And he's like, yeah, whatever, man. Goes off. The guy goes and kills his wife, and then he shows up at his house. He's like, so I killed your wife. You're gonna kill my person now, right? And it's like, it's funny, but it's also very dark and mysterious. It's really good.
Dude, I that's one that I've never seen. Boss, have you seen Strangers on a Train?
No, but it sounds like Horrible Bosses.
What was in that one?
Horrible Bosses. They each were gonna kill each other's boss.
Oh,
so boom, right there.
Yes.
While the boss has popped in here, Kyle, I have to give you a confession here. This is well known throughout throughout all of our guys here. I am the major movie misser. Like I am so picky and choosy with what I watch. Like every time we do a shoot in the shit, or we're on doing another show or doing whatever, and everybody's like, Ed will say like, oh yeah, that movie was great, and Tim would be like, oh, wasn't that this? And the boss would be like, oh, I did. And here I am sitting there like this going, I've never seen it. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen it.
Right.
I've seen a lot of movies. I like. I love movies, but whoa! Wait a minute here,
Dave.
Producer Dave, you're watching? Thank you, Producer Dave. Hey, we miss you, buddy. Hey, we miss you. We're doing what we're doing, man. We wanted to give you.
I'm just keeping the seat warm.
He's keeping the seat warm for you. We just wanted to give you some space to breathe and readjust yourself, man. It's all good, buddy. We know you. We love you. I love you, and I'm glad you're here. And you're going to be back full force. And tomorrow night he'll be back. But anyway, back to Arick not watching movies. Kyle, you saw the list that I sent Jader.
Yes.
And they are so. You know why I sent you that list and why some of those movies are on there is because you mentioned something earlier about, and I really thought this was interesting. What you said is about how writing a movie review, and also not just writing it but presenting it, and like them watching you talk about it. I always use this phrase with anything when talking about something passionate or meaningful: time, place, and emotion, because you can invoke more seeing something live. I mean, right? The pen is always mightier than the sword. I agree with that. And good writing, if you're a good writer, I mean, you're golden, because I thoroughly enjoy a well-written document, statement, primary source of anything. But when you're actually conveying, like like your thoughts and your feelings on something. In this case, movies. It kind of makes it more interesting, and you can almost feel what the other person is feeling. Is that what you were trying to say earlier with wanting to present it in this medium?
Yeah, and I think it's because film critics have this reputation of being snooty, and they're just picking things together. They're punching down almost. Okay. And if you're writing stuff out, you don't really get to see our personality. It's hard to convey your personality through words. So if you're seeing us, it's a lot of these film critics out there are just like regular audience goers. We go to movies to enjoy movies, and that relatability factor is hard to portray from writing, but from talking, it gets people excited, because if you're excited, they feed off that. But if you're negative about something, they want to know why. Why are you beating this movie up? So yeah. I feel like with film critics, they do get this reputation. Some of them it's deserved, but for the most part, it's like I want you to see that I'm a fan too, and I'm having fun at these movies, and that's how it really works for me.
Do you think that someday, perhaps, would you like to be like a major film critic? Would that be something that you'd be into?
Of course, I would love to be, one of those guys that they, even for this website, it keeps building like we're doing right now. The ones that they send us out to these junkets, to one of these, big name places where they, send you out to award shows and stuff to cover these films and get to, talk in depth with the celebrities and see and the filmmakers. Why did you make this film? What was your passion? I would love to do that. And obviously this is, a great avenue into that right now.
It is, and Kyle, I got to tell you, man, just having you here and seeing your energy, I mean, you would kill it at doing that. Like, you would absolutely kill it at doing it. So one of the reasons I enjoy the show is your energy. And, of course, Jader's wise-ass jokes. I love them, too. But, no, Kyle, I think you're exactly where you should be, doing what you exactly should be, because, I mean, you're clearly passionate about it, and you're very, very well-knowledged about it. Very much more than me. Now, I know a major part of any film is the actors in the film, but right. Do you kind of feel? Have you ever watched a movie? I'll ask you this: have you ever watched a movie and thought to yourself, because being as well versed in movies and theater as you are, do you ever feel like you watch a movie and it's great, and like the plot's great, everything the story's great, but do you ever like look and say like, man, like Al Pacino should have played that guy instead of whoever, or this guy should have played that, then whoever. That would have been great. Or do you ever see that, or do you ever feel like, no, this guy belongs there. He did the right thing. Like maybe even in a remake or something.
There's a lot of movies where I think they're very perfectly cast that, I feel like casting directors are the ones who get overlooked a lot in the industry. Like if you're looking for another award to give in the Oscars, casting directors, people who just pick the person, this is going to be the right person for the role, and it always somehow works. But there's also ones where you can clearly tell that they just casted this actor because they're a big name, but they're not right for this part at all. I just watched this movie called The Mauritanian. It was getting Oscar buzz. It didn't get any awards, but it's with Jodie Foster. And
I was going to ask you about that too.
So about this movie, one of my favorite actors out there is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, great actor.
He's a great actor. But in this movie, he's plays this Southern general, and it doesn't work at all. Like, you've seen Benedict Cumberbatch talk. He's one of our most versatile actors. He's anywhere from Doctor Strange to Sherlock to he was the Grinch in the most recent Grinch movie. Like, I think he's just a very versatile person.
That's right.
He can't do a Southern accent, or it's just not. And so when I'm watching this movie, he's supposed to be this guy who is prosecuting this man who's wrongly in Guantanamo Bay. Mm-hmm. And I just don't buy his turn that he makes, because I don't think he's American at all. So I see it constantly in these films, and Cumberbatch is just the first one that comes to mind, because I love that guy so much. But man,
he's awesome.
He's such a good actor.
He really is. I actually have I'm glad that you brought him up, because later on when we do something, he's going to come into play, and I'm going to ask you something about that, because I think I may have found one role where he did do a good American. But we're going to save that in a few minutes when we play a little game. Now, boss is on. Boss, what's up?
Couple quick comments here. First,
What do we?
Dave,
Yeah,
the real
let's hit 'em.
producer of the show, says, I'll always have your 6. Little heart.
Right back at you, bro. Right back at you.
There's the bonding that Kyle spoke about earlier in creating a
It
fantastic
sounds
show.
like Don Cheadle in all the Avengers movies. As soon as you catch that, you can't get it out of your mind.
Tim
Timmy
Tabala
Tabala says, I have a very serious question. When will Jader and Kyle discuss the Star Wars saga? And which member of Pop Culture Pros will be inviting on that show?
Oh, boy.
To address that question, for the first part, Jader was very burned by the Marvel episodes. So any kind of pop culture geeky stuff, it's really hard. Like I really pushed him when WandaVision was going on to watch Age of Ultron. We were this close. And Jader's like, I just don't feel like doing it, man. Like we said no more Marvel. So that's how we got Superman. I feel like it's going to take just like a special, I don't know, maybe when the next Star Wars series is coming out, whatever it may be. But Tim, definitely you are in the cards, man. You are definitely the biggest. I think you're the biggest Star Wars fan in our group of Pop Culture.
Oh, 100%. I'm a huge Star Wars fan myself. I used to have I'll give you a quick rundown. I had all of the Power of the Force 95 action figures. I had Episode 1, Episode 2, Episode 3, all those action figures. I had the classic ones, only they were loose like the ones I played with. I had so much stuff that I've sold over the years. I probably right now would be sitting on like $100,000 worth of things, and I just let them all go. But speaking of having your 6, boss, could you put that?
I thought we'd just skip over that and say Tim divided by saga.
Tim divided by saga. Okay, we'll forget what Bug said. But no, Kyle, you're right. The chemistry, like Dave and I were complete strangers when we first got on, because when we started a wrestling show, Steve had mentioned, he goes, well, the guy that writes for me is a wrestling fan. He's up on the new stuff because he knows I'm not real current with the new stuff, and that's where Dave came in. And we added Dave on, and the show just started because he does all this new stuff. Tim kind of has the helm. You know what I mean? He's kind of like the Jim Ross, and I'm kind of like the Jerry Lawler, like I'm the color man. But Dave kind of brings that aspect to it. We really got to know each other really well in that, and that's where Dave and I got the kinship and the friendship that we have, and that's why he's doing my show and producing it for me. He's a great guy, man. Right here, Dave. Right here. Kyle. So, do you now? Obviously, with the advent of streaming now, everybody has all these things available to them right away. Are you still a little bit of a traditionalist where you like to go to the box office, you like to get your ticket, you like to go into the theater, sit down, get your popcorn, and enjoy the movie? Is that something you still like doing?
I mean, I love going to the theater. I think it's an experience that's unlike any other. But we're also kind of ignorant to not acknowledge what the future is at this point. And it is streaming. And it's taken over in this past year. The pandemic only accelerated the process of theaters really starting to shut down.
That's terrible, too.
It's been really bad. And like when you see a movie like Wonder Woman come out in theaters, and it just barely makes anything because people just aren't ready to go back yet. It's going to take something really big for people to go back out there. But as far as streaming goes, I think it is like something that's very important. It's at our fingertips now whenever we want to watch something. But I don't know if the traditionalists are really willing to accept that at this point, because if you look at just the Oscars that came out today, the Oscar nominations came out today.
Right.
Netflix going into this year, they got a Spike Lee film coming out. They got a David Fincher film coming out. They got, all these big name films coming out, right? And it looks like they have no chance of winning an Oscar yet again this year. Last year, they had a Scorsese film. They had a Marriage Story. They had all these big films. And the year before, Roma was supposed to be this big one. And they're not winning a single thing. Like, if you look at the predictions, they're not supposed to win at all this year.
And they're letting it go. They're letting it go.
Yes, it's really going still to theatrical stuff. So I don't know if the voters are willing to accept the future yet, but it feels inevitable at this point.
So you appreciate traditionalism, but you're also progressive to know that, hey, things are moving this way. Yeah. We kind of have to accept this change and go with it. Doesn't mean it has to always be like this. There has to be a way where both can coexist. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. Like you're seeing what Paramount's going to be doing. They're releasing their stuff straight on Paramount Plus 45 days after. So stuff like Top Gun 2. Mission Impossible 7. They're going to be on your be able to stream 45 days after theater. So it gives kind of you both avenues if you want them.
That's perfect. I've actually been to theaters and I've watched a movie. And I loved it so much. Like, I'm one of those guys that if I do like a movie, I'll keep going back and seeing it in the theater like 100 times. I think I saw X-Men Origins Wolverine like 3 times. I saw the Star Wars movies, the episode 1, 2, and 3. I saw them each like 10 times in the theater. But yeah, having that ability to, not after you watch it, like a month later, be able to like see it and not have to wait like 6 months for the DVD. That's cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's a good way to give a little give little ends on both ends right there. So you're able to see it in theater, but if you don't want to see it in theater, you don't have to wait too long to see it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you mentioned something about the pandemic and everything, and how it's affected the movie industry. Now, you kind of touched on this a little bit, and we won't have to go deep into it. But do you feel honestly that the movie theater business? Do you feel it's taken too big of a hit to fully recover? Perhaps we're going to see smaller, less amount of these venues as opposed to like all of them opening up in a big thing?
I think you are going to see less and less. I don't think the theater industry is completely dead yet, but we are seeing that window close very rapidly. And I think I told Jader this recently too. I think it's going to take like a Marvel movie to really measure to see if people are willing to go back and go have that theatrical experience again. Because, we tried with Wonder Woman, we tried with Tom and Jerry, we tried with all these different films. We got like Tim saying in the chat, Godzilla versus Kong. I don't know about that, Tim, because just people have the option to watch it at home the same exact day. And also, the last Godzilla movie didn't even make that much money. So it's really, I don't know. I think it's going to take Black Widow. And if it's Black Widow or Fast and Furious 9 doesn't work, I don't know what to do at this point. I feel like that's kind of the nail in the coffin.
How do you feel about Mortal Kombat, the new one?
I think Mortal Kombat's going to be great, because they didn't cast any big name actors in it. And they're focusing mostly on the story. The effects look incredible. They took their time with this. I feel like it's going to be a massive hit for HBO and Warner Brothers.
I think so too. Are you upset that there's no Johnny Cage?
So I'm not like the biggest Mortal Kombat fan. I haven't really played the games, to be completely honest with you. So I don't know the names of the characters. I know Sub-Zero, and I have a friend who's like a professional gamer now at this point. And doing Mortal Kombat. So he's very in depth with all this stuff. I've never gotten into it.
I've been a Mortal Kombat fan since it came out because I had it on Super Nintendo and I got it on subsequent platforms like Xbox and PlayStation and stuff. And I actually just bought my son the Mortal Kombat, the new one. I think it's 11, where you can get all these downloadable characters and stuff. So I got him the one that had all of them up till like September, and then in October they debuted John Rambo. He is on Mortal Kombat now. He's a downloadable character. Rambo. Kyle, do yourself a favor and get on YouTube later and watch all of Rambo's intros and his fatalities and all that. Boss, did you see any of that with Rambo on the game?
Yeah, it's those downloadable content games that really cost you. Fortnite's a free game. I've probably spent more on that game than I've ever spent on any video game ever in life. But I wanted to just show you here that you have a warning here from Mr. Timmy Tabala.
Oh yes.
He's watching you and Dave.
He's very
always watching.
He's very suspicious of mine and Dave's alliance here, and I don't understand why. I really don't get it. But what else you got, boss?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, Tim's gonna go into have convulsions and stuff. Kyle, I want to ask you something. We here at the program, we rely on our ability to not just bring people together in the spirit of joy and harmony, but we do it. We focus on our nonsense and our ability to make you laugh and have fun and just get out of yourself. And Kyle, I thought I would make a game for you.
Perfect.
And today we are going to play a game. And boss, I'd like to bring you on right now. Boss, I think it's time. I think it's time to play Hate or Great. Is it time? Yes, it is. It's time. Kyle?
The host says it's time. It's time.
The host says it's time. It's time. That's right. The one and only thing I can say is I am host of the show. That's my claim to fame. And believe me, everywhere I go, whether it's at work or at the grocery store or getting gas, I make sure people know that I'm a fucking big deal. So, Kyle, usually the staple of the A to Z program is the douchebag, but today it's not. Today I got out the magic bag. Oh, hey. I got the magic bag out. And today, Kyle, we're going to play a game. It's called Hate or Great. I had my staff put together a random list of names of movies that you may or may not have seen, you may have heard of, but in general, you may have an opinion about them. So you can see the magic bag, and we'll see the top of it, so that's the important part. Now, Kyle, what I'm going to do, how we play this game is this. I have a list of movies here.
Okay.
What you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, if you like it, movie's cool, say a few things about it, we'll keep it out. But if you don't like this movie and it sucks, it goes into the magic bag and it disappears forever. And I don't know how that works because I'm not a scientist. So
I like that idea of just bad movies just vanishing.
I don't know. I dropped a cat in there earlier and I haven't seen him. So I don't know
can we test out? Can you put Bunker in there?
Bunker, if you want to jump in the magic
see what
bag,
happens.
Yeah, by all means. I think there's a beer in there and like half a sandwich. That should allure him, right?
I think Bunker's behind you, Steve. He's always watching your six.
So Kyle, what do you think? Are you ready to play Hate or Great?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Kyle. I'm gonna show you a name. I'll show you a name of a movie, and you do your thing. Tell me you hate or like it or hate it, and if you like it, we'll keep it out. If you don't like it, it goes into the bag. So our first movie, Kyle, is Avatar.
Ah, yes, Avatar. 3.5 hours long. It's got a great ride, but it just took the title from Avengers Endgame, which really makes me mad. So I'm tempted to put you in the hate, and that's what I'm gonna do. Take that, James Cameron.
Okay, we hate Avatar. He's disappeared. It's gone.
Zoe Saldana can go on. Saldana can go on Instagram and say, "Oh, congratulations, Avatar! Oh, so sorry for my Marvel people. Congrats, Marvel! So sorry for my Avatar people." You know.
Oh well, we have some haters in the group too. Tim already hates it, and of course.
Well, see the lying Bunker.
Oh, Bunk. You know, we thought you could get through one day. I mean, I don't know. Did they not put extra pepperoni on your sandwich earlier or something? I mean, oh God, forget it. All right, Kyle. Next one is the 40-year-old virgin.
Ah, okay. 40-year-old virgin.
Wait.
Very funny movie.
There's more to that. That's the 40-year-old virgin, the James Bunker story. No, that wasn't that part of it. Okay.
Bunker reminds me of Terry, Gary, Barry, Jerry from Parks and Rec, where they just jump on him all show long.
Oh God! Hold on, I gotta pick my spleen up off the floor. Oh God, boss, that was great. But anyway, Kyle, what did you think of the 40-year-old virgin?
I am in on the 40-year-old virgin. This movie is funny. I think it's one of our, generational comedies that's going to last for a while. It started Judd Apatow, who is one of my favorite directors out there. Steve Carell became a star from it, and it's got Paul Rudd. So how can I say no?
Yep.
Okay, so 40-year-old virgin out of the bag. It is not
out of the bag.
It's the first mention of the man crush. First mention.
It only took an hour.
Okay, so our next one is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
This is pressure because of the host.
I feel like we might be covering this at some point when Arick's on the Jader and Kyle show. I think there's a lot of fun to be had with this film, but it's also the movie that sewed Deadpool's mouth shut. So I gotta say, hate.
You gotta say it. So it's gotta go in. It's gotta go in the bag. Yes. All right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Wolverine. But it's Kyle. This is Kyle's day. You gotta go. So
you'll be back again someday.
Someday we'll see him in the stars fluttering around. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. Not really, but how about Batman Begins?
I think this movie's pretty great. I enjoy it. I'm not a big Christopher Nolan fan, as is well documented as part of this group. I'm not his guy, but Batman Begins is one of his better movies, and I really enjoy going back to watch this as part of the trilogy, so great.
Great. Good movie. Keeping it out. Nice. Ooh, wow. This might actually be like a movie Bunker would have, like with his besties wearing their silk pajamas. How about My Best Friend's Wedding?
My Best Friend's Wedding. I actually haven't seen this movie, so
You haven't seen this one?
No, I've not seen My Best Friend's Wedding. I've heard great things about it though, and Samuel Titus is saying great. So Samuel, I'm gonna go with you. This movie's great.
Actually, yeah, I've seen this movie. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a pretty good movie. I actually enjoyed it. One of the rare movies that I've seen. Oh boy. I'm going to let the guys catch up here in the comments. Before I present this movie, I feel that we need a moment of silence for one of the greatest movies of this type of genre, and you're going to see why. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle, Steve, Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. Scorsese, my arch nemesis.
Nemesis.
No, Goodfellas is great. I mean, this is one of the classic films ever. I'm not the biggest Scorsese guy, but I can't degrade this film. This film's amazing. So Goodfellas is great.
Okay, so Goodfellas is staying out of the bag.
Out of the bag, yes.
Wonderful, yes. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Let's get into some. You wanted to delve into some classics. Let's touch on a series of movies. What do you think of Rocky 3?
I think every Rocky movie is good, but the fifth and sixth one. So I will go great on this one. I love those Rocky movies.
You know who was in this one? Mr. T.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan was in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, brother. So, and that might have been what skyrocketed him to fame. So, great story, great movie. So, Rocky's out of the bag. Good. Oh, by the way, Kyle, I feel that it's worth mentioning here. Last week or week before, when the boss was on, when he was actually another guest on the A2Z program, he did the douchebag, and he has the record of douches out of anybody. He had, what was it? We figured 18 because the one we weren't sure about, but out of I think 30 names, he douched 18 of them, and that is like a record above and beyond of anything the douchebag has ever seen. Where did Kyle go?
Kyle will be right back.
Kyle will be right back after these messages. Kyle will be right back. Well, while Kyle's out, boss,
hey, listen,
tell us what.
I take honor in that.
I would.
Douchebags.
I would 100% take honor in that. Boss, while Kyle's out, let's discuss. Let's discuss some shows that are coming up this week. We don't just have the Just Too Sweet show coming. What else do we got going on this week on Pop Culture Pros?
Well, tomorrow night is the show of the week, the 50th episode on 316 of the Just Too Sweet show. The Not So Royal Rumble will be on. Everybody's invited. The link will be posted, and everybody's welcome.
Bring it.
Everybody's welcome. Following that bad boy is going to be the Four Quarter Show.
Oh!
So Dave is pulling double duty tomorrow night.
Oh, is Dave going to be able to do that? Dave, you're going to need extra White Claw for that, I think.
The White Claw. Yeah, him and the line will get together on the Four Quarter Show. NFL free agency started today, so a shit ton to talk about. The Patriots are just loading up. They're spending tons of money.
They want it back, huh?
They do not like what happened this year in the first year post TB. Wednesday, the final spring training episode of the Put It in the Book show. Season 4 of that show starts the following week, and then I'm taking any thunder away from anybody, but on March 31st is the 100th episode of the Put It in the Book show.
I was going to say, you have a milestone coming up, and that is it, yes. The 100th episode. Wow, 100 episodes. That is a big one. That doesn't even make sense
to me.
Steve, I can't even comprehend that. That's absolutely, that's both amazing and frightening.
We started off our studio was this microphone here.
Really?
Hanging upside down, and the three of us using it.
No, I think I remember some of those episodes because Tim turned me on to that before I ever got into doing things with you guys, and I think I remember that a little bit. I do.
Well, those weren't on video. We started doing video a little bit later on, but
they were the audio, right? You guys were all in the same room. Yeah, I could tell. Yep, I could tell. That's cool.
It was good times.
That's cool. And this week we have a break. The Millennial Meltdown has a break this week. It'll be returning next week. Along with Granny's Peach Tea is on hiatus for the week. So next week's going to be a huge week. Next week we're going to have everything. It's like a tidal wave of entertainment coming your way. Unbelievable.
Yeah, if you have not subscribed to us yet on the YouTube channel, go to YouTube, type in Pop Culture Pros, subscribe to the channel. We had 9 shows on last week. 9 shows.
9 shows? Steve, that's incredible. We're almost like getting to like Fox CBS level here. It's like we're gonna have to have like
them.
Yeah, to hell with them. Watch us.
Service.
We're gonna need a service. Well, Steve, that's not a bad question or thought, because there might be a day where we do have one, and everybody's going to look at us and be like, "Hey, who's the new kid on the block?" And I'll be like, "Hey, that's us." Recognize.
That's baby.
That's us, baby.
Yeah. Timmy says, seems like we have holes to fill this week. There could be an opportunity to shoot the shit. I'm not sure.
Oh, well, if there is, you put it together. Hey, I think our friend Kyle has returned. Kyle, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I just went and watched Avatar real quick. It does belong in the bag.
Okay.
It does belong in the bag. You confirmed that? Cool. You did the Cliff Note version of Watch. Good. Very good. Now, Kyle, let's resume Hater Great. Okay. I have a movie here. I'm not sure you've seen. I bet you have, because it fits in your favorite genre. This is Cowboys versus Aliens. Oh no! Oh no! I saw the look.
One of Jon Favreau's bad spots in his career. That is not a good movie. Put that in the bag.
That's going in? Okay,
yes,
that's going in the bag. You didn't enjoy that at all?
I think there's some fun to be had with it, and I might need to go back and watch it. I just remember not liking it the first time I saw it and never going back to see it again.
Well, usually your gut instinct and your first impression is really what defines what you're looking at. So I don't disagree with what you're saying. I can understand that. I can understand that. Again, with the knowledge that I have never watched that many movies, but I know of them. So basically, I just wrote this one down because I think it's a cool name for a movie, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's The Departed.
You're not going to tell me that you've not seen that.
I haven't seen The Departed.
You have all this Boston talk, and no, The Departed hasn't made it.
This is the one Boston movie that I haven't seen, kid. The one Boston movie I haven't seen. But don't worry, I have one in here. I have one in here that I have seen. I have one here. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. It's a really good movie, huh?
It's fine. I mean, let's be honest here. I want to hear the top 5 best Boston movies from Arick's point of view, though. I gotta hear that, right?
Ooh, that's a good one, Kyle. We might have to get into that sometime.
The part is good enough to not go in the bag, so it's safe for now.
But it's not great.
I don't think it's great. Yeah,
good enough.
I mean, I think Mark Wahlberg's great in it, but that's it is what it is.
Well, it's funny that we're talking about Boston movies because we have my favorite Boston movie right now, along with my favorite gangster being portrayed. Jesus Christ, I haven't even had anything to drink today.
Enunciate.
Enunciate, my friend. Enunciate. Black Mass. This is one of my favorites. What do you think, Kyle?
Black Mass, I believe, was on your list, if I'm not mistaken, for potential show. So, Black Mass, I think it's a good performance and an okay movie, which makes it not a hate. It's a good movie. So I'll keep it out of the bag.
You'll keep it out. Now, Kyle, do you remember earlier we were talking about Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yes.
I believe that was one of his best roles as an American, portraying an American. He did the Boston accent pretty good, kid. Mm-hmm. He had the cop hot pretty good.
He can usually do pretty much anything, which is why can't he do a Southern accent? It's not right.
I'll allow this from Bunker.
Go ahead.
His number 5 is The Town.
Number 5? Wow.
Well, considering it's Bunker, we'll give him a little leeway. Open the birdcage a little bit, let him fly. Goodwill Hunting. I liked Goodwill Hunting. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I actually did see that. There was another Boston movie that I really liked, and I can't remember the name of it right now. But yeah. Anyway, Kyle, I did get a little inside info on an actor or actors that kind of make you cringe. And I apologize if this one, kind of makes you fly out of your seat, but what do we think of Bruce Almighty?
Bruce Almighty. Oh, boy. So I would love to hear the backstory behind this, because Jim Carrey is a guy that I appreciate. But I think I just told Jader this 2 weeks ago. I told him, I think there's 3 actors that we need to let go of. That it's not happening anymore. We need to stop pretending like they're going to come back and they're going to make this big triumphant return. It's not going to happen for them. And it's Jim Carrey, it's Eddie Murphy, and it's Mike Myers. They're done. They had their moment. They're gone now. Let them be. But Bruce Almighty, I think I remember really liking it as a kid, because especially the scene with Steve Carell when he's typing on the computer and he's just reading everything. And I think
Kind of like how I'm enunciating tonight.
Right.
Okay, so is Bruce staying out of the bag?
Bruce is out of the bag, yes.
Bruce is out of the bag. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Kyle, wow. Kyle's a very diplomatic.
These are some good movies.
Yeah, they are. But
here's Bunker's remaining top 5 for Boston movies: Goodwill Hunting, The Departed at number 3, Mystic River at number 2, and Fever Pitch at number 1.
Oh my God! It's
I remember I talked about Bunker's IQ earlier.
Yeah. Well, you're giving Boston a bad name, kid. So Bunker, pretend you don't know anything about Boston anymore, and just stay in fucking Florida, and don't go too far south. Don't go too far south and bother these guys.
Stay in Jacksonville.
Stay in Jacksonville. Stay in Jacksonville.
Number 1 is almost as bad as Diane Lane's Boston accent and The Perfect Storm.
Oh
you and
God!
Me, Bobby.
Oh.
You and me, Bobby.
That was awful. I even saw. Okay, another one I saw. I did see that one.
There you go.
Perfect Storm. Clooney. So I'm getting there. Coming back. But speaking of movies that were greatly disappointing, we couldn't go without doing this one. So how's everybody feeling about Wonder Woman 84? Tell me what you got, Kyle.
You can dump that thing in the bag. I mean, that movie is. Oh, I feel so bad.
I can see you're wrestling with your emotion there, but you know what? Just for the sake, we're gonna not only are we gonna do that, we're gonna flush it. Ready? Gone.
It's crazy how bad that movie is compared to the first one, right? I'm not alone on that.
No, I actually got to watch it finally after everybody did, and holy fuck, that sucked. Wow, that sucked.
Yeah.
But speaking of letting go and talking about celebrities that we need to put out to pasture, remember the cable guy?
Yeah, you can put that in the bag.
Let's go.
Come on.
Come on. What are you doing to me, Arick? What are you doing to me?
The cable guy. Come on.
Steven.
Yeah. That had to be, for nostalgia's sake, Kyle. We had to do that. But I'll bring it back to you with a good one. And this next one I'm going to present to you is very one way or the other. There's no straight line with this one. There's people that either love the hell out of this or absolutely hate it. And I actually liked it. So how do you feel about the Justice League?
Yeah, which one are we talking about? Well, actually, no one's seen the new one except for some of the, snootier critics.
Yeah, so we'll talk regular film Justice
the
League.
theatrical version, not the re-release and the re-release and the Blu-ray and this extended cut, and that's,
Yeah, the one that was in the theaters that we all got to see years ago. What'd you think?
I actually think this is the worst movie DC has put out since they started their new universe. It is a Frankenstein's monster of a movie. They just put pieces together all over and see if they stick, and I was not a fan at all. I mean, you have a scene with Cyborg and Flash grave robbing. It's just what are we doing here, guys? You have the final fight happen.
I never thought about that.
With no water anywhere. Yeah, Aquaman's one of our main heroes, but there's no water in sight in that final battle. Come on, just think of these things.
Wow. I'm going to consult Kyle every time I want to watch. He's really bringing things into perspective for me here. This is great. So, Kyle, am I right in assuming that we're dunking the Justice League?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gone.
They're fucking gone. See you later, Batman.
And finally, gone by the end this week too.
Yeah. And finally, Kyle, I end it with a movie that you were talking about the 90s, and how appropriate is it that we end it with one of the biggest films of the 90s, something that probably Steve and I thought was one of the greatest things we had ever seen when we first saw it. Looking back, it's still good. Was remade. But what do you think of the original #1 Jurassic Park?
Tim's comment is really funny. Flash could have dug that hole in 5 seconds. That's another point.
Plot
Jurassic
holes, baby.
Park,
Plot holes.
It is one of the best movies I think ever made. Steven Spielberg is probably my favorite director.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like top 5, definitely top 5. And you can't, yeah,
but he's right up there. Okay.
Yes.
So
Jurassic Park is out of the bag. It is great.
Now, Steve, you and I are of similar age. Well, I mean, what I'm telling people how age I am.
Okay. All right.
You know how old I really am is that's the matter of conjecture. But during Steve and I's growing up, Jurassic Park was a big deal. I mean, when this thing hit, it was like they just like threw everything Jurassic Park in this giant cannon and shot it, and it just spread out all over the world. You had Jurassic Park toys, Jurassic Park hubcaps, Jurassic Park tissue boxes. I mean, there was everything Jurassic Park. Everything. And it was a good movie. I liked it. Did you enjoy it, Steve?
Loved it. I mean, when you're a kid, I mean, most kids are into dinosaurs. I was upset. I had books on dinosaurs all over the place. I knew my dinosaurs, and then here comes Jurassic Park, and it's like, whoa, I got to see this. And then oh crap, I got to see it again, and I got to see it again.
and for like the time, I mean, the fucking graphics were great. I mean, it was just like, wow, man, this is cool shit. But
and
Kyle,
Jeff Goldblum, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Jeff Goldblum, I'm of course, Jeff Goldblum, mother, why, anyway, that was horrible. I do Bill Cosby and Barack Obama way better. But Kyle, let's do a review. Let's do a review of the movies that you kept out. So, okay. Kyle, you kept Rocky out. You kept out Goodfellas. You kept out My Best Friend's Wedding because you didn't see it. Jurassic Park, that stayed out. Bruce Almighty even stayed out. Wow. Black Mass, thank you for not putting that in the bag. The Departed, which I have to catch up on. Batman Begins, and the 40-year-old version. So how many is that? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are out of the bag. In the bag. Kyle, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. You broke my heart with this one. But I have to be fair. This is about you, and this is how you feel. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
For now. But no, only the Cable Guy #2, Cowboys Aliens 3, the Justice League 4, which I can agree. After hearing your synopsis and your critique of it, Kyle, I almost agree with that now too. And 5 Wonder Woman, of course, and 6 Avatar. So only 6 went in, and I gotta say they were actually good, solid choices. So Kyle, that was great. Everybody, give Kyle a hand for playing Hater Great, Kyle.
Do I get a
prize? You did well, buddy.
You do get a prize, Kyle. You are going to, as soon as they're done. And now a lot of people are asking about this. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people are asking about the A2Z Program T-shirts. Well, they're on back order, folks. I have shirts coming, and they are back ordered, but they will be out. And as soon as I have them all, I will be distributing them to the people that either won them or want them. So, Kyle, you will get an A2Z Program T-shirt.
Yes,
100% you will. Kyle, so, Kyle, tell us real quick what's going on. This underrated genius. What, Tim?
Tim, I tried to tell him. I tried.
Tim, the diet. I think that Diet Peach Tea is getting into your eyebrows there, man. That
was a good movie, man. Cable Guy. Kidding me?
It was okay. You know what was the best part is when they started playing American Woman on karaoke and that old man turned around and was starting to sing it. That was fucking funny. But Kyle, what's on deck on the Jader and Kyle show this week?
We are going to be having the current champion of the Movie Trivia Schmodown, Adam Collins, on this week. I believe Thursday is what we're aiming for. We don't have the movie yet. He sent us a list of 5. They're the most obscure movies I feel like you
Do we get to vote this time or what?
Yes, you guys won't get to vote this time. I couldn't allow American Psycho just to slip away. So we'll be back to voting this week. Democracy will be back. I don't know what the movie is going to be, but there are 5 really weird choices I feel like most people haven't seen. So stay tuned for that poll. Probably tomorrow it'll come out.
Cool, man. I'm into it. And Kyle, real quick, I wanted to say, you said you've interviewed some pretty prolific people. Give us a few names of the people that you've actually held interviews with.
On my show or just in general?
Just in general, yeah. Just what you've done, yeah.
Well, I mean, the first person I ever interviewed was Kelly Marie Tran, who was started her career with Star Wars: Last Jedi. Now she's in a Disney movie that's out. Raya and the Last Dragon just came out right now. So she was the first person I ever talked to.
Wow, cool.
Some other big names. Chiwetel Ejiofor, speaking of, Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, he was in that movie, 12 Years a Slave. He was someone fun I got to talk to. Naomi Scott, who was in Power Rangers and was in Aladdin. She was a fun person. Andy Muschietti, who directed It Chapter 2. That's one of my favorite interviews I've ever done. And then finally, the biggest one was Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is obviously one of the biggest stars in the world right now. So that was that was a lot of fun.
Kyle, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
And you can find all of Kyle's interviews on the YouTube channel. So if you go to the YouTube channel, it's a playlist, interviews, and Kyle's all over that bad boy.
So and that brings up a good point, boss. People, go to our YouTube channel. Go to PopCulturePros, all one word on YouTube, and watch. We have a plethora. Well, there's the big word of the day. We have a plethora of content for you to watch. We have all of my shows, all of the Put It in the Book show, all of Kyle's shows, and Kyle's interviews. We have Steve's promos. We have all this stuff. You guys are missing out on some major, major shit.
I mean, Kyle spoke to Olaf.
He spoke to Olaf.
I forgot about him.
I'm telling him next time I see him.
Yes.
And Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz, yes, Sonic. That was the most recent one.
That was a fun interview.
Yes,
cool.
It was.
Kyle, anybody in the future in mind who you would? I mean, let's just do fantasy here. Let's actually straddle the line of fantasy reality. Okay, Who would you really like? I mean, and Kyle, anything can happen. I mean, saying that you'd never be able to do something is ridiculous because we know when you put your mind to it, you can do anything. I'm not Doc Brown. Okay, I don't have a DeLorean. But seriously, Kyle. Who would you like to – give me a couple people real quick. Just who would you like to sit down and talk to?
I mean, as far as actors go, I think most people on the site can, attribute to this. Margot Robbie would be just incredible to talk to. I think not just because she's – yeah, it's going to happen. I think she is just – yes,
That's coming to my email only.
No, Margot Robbie. I feel like she's one of the best actresses. Probably I wrote an article before about how I think she's the most fascinating actress working today, just based on her choices. She just got nominated for an Oscar today by producing A Promising Young Woman. So I think she'd be amazing to talk to. We also have. I would love to talk to Samuel L. Jackson. I think that guy has had such an incredible career, and I would love. He loves his movies too. I've done my research on him. He loves his movies. You give him a T-shirt with him in his own movie, he'll wear it during that interview. So
no shit.
Talk to him. Paul Rudd is obviously the big get right here at this point.
I felt that was going to be number one. I thought,
wow.
Okay.
Oh, he is probably number one. It's probably Paul Rudd at this point because honestly, Jader talked to Paul Rudd, and that
did he really?
Every time he brings that up. So yes, he's the big get.
I have an interesting quip about Paul Rudd. Did you know? Okay, so I watched. I love old commercials, especially from when I was growing up and from the '90s when commercials were great. I didn't know this because you don't pay attention and remember back of who was in what commercial. But Paul Rudd was in a Super Nintendo commercial back in 1991. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Look that up. It's fucking sweet, man. He's sitting there like in an abandoned movie theater. He's playing video games on the giant screen. It's pretty cool. You got to check it out, Kyle. You got to check it out.
How did I miss that?
I don't know how I missed it. I didn't know Keanu Reeves was in a Cornflakes commercial. there's all sorts of cool shit back there. I dive way deep into YouTube a lot, so that's what happens. But Kyle, that's cool. And what? Oh, wait a minute. Tim said he had a actor experience. What is that, Steve? What is he saying he was in down there? Tim says, I was in Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. I was the third dancer from the left. Were you the one next to Jean-Claude Van Damme or no? We got to know. He was in that, I think the first one. He was like a guy, like a cool guy, like when they're dancing or whatever, just kind of like, hey, look at that. But we have what do we have here? Oh, look at this. Do you believe this? This is, I can't believe, this is top-notch. Okay.
No. You're good. I can't remember if I hit share audio.
Okay. This is what top-notch producing is all about. I mean, I just can't even express the dignification that I have for this man right now. That fucking didn't make any sense. I know.
Here's Paul Rudd in his Super Nintendo commercial from 1991.
Wow, check this out, guys. Ooh, hope he didn't hurt that.
This kind of power, this kind of challenge, this kind of flying, crashing feeling. When you decide to get serious, there's only one place to come. The games of Super Nintendo. No one else creates this kind of experience.
He has Robert Smith hair.
No one else creates these kinds of games.
Oh my God.
Now you're playing with power, superpower.
Superpower. How about that, huh? Wow. That was great. That was awesome. I am at peace with the world. That was awesome. Well, guys, that was a great show. We're going to have to wrap it up here because I see the old clock on the wall is reading 1:30. So that means that the A to Z program is coming to its finale. Now, Kyle, thank you for coming on the show tonight. Do you have any last words or anything you want to say? The floor, sir, is yours.
Just tune into the Jader Kyle Show again this Thursday. We have Adam Collins. Next week, we have Roxy Stryer coming on. We got a lot of guests lined up, ready to go. Arick is going to be on soon. We're going to get him on the show to talk probably Wolverine. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We're going to let the audience vote for that. But please stay tuned for that, guys. The show's rolling along. We're doing really well, and I can't wait for you guys to tune in. And then, Arick, also, thank you for having me on the show. It's been a blast.
Kyle, it was absolutely my pleasure. I appreciate you coming down and giving us your time and giving us some quality entertainment and some good stuff. I've learned actually a lot on this episode. I really appreciate that, man. I really do. So,
one more thing I want to plug real quick too is for the last year during March we had March Madness wasn't going on, so we did a March Madness tournament of the best living actor. We had one bracket was the male, one side was the female. They came together and ended up being Tom Hanks versus Margot Robbie. So it was a fun time. It's coming back this year. We are going to do directors. So best living director. Yes, best living director who's not retired. Yes, living. So you can't. Yes, they have to be living, and I'm doing criteria, so we can't just grab Francis Ford Coppola or anything like that. They have to have either made a movie within the past 3 years or have something coming out within the next 2 years in order to qualify.
Sweet, man! I can't wait.
Look out for probably next week is when the voting's going to start.
Oh yeah, and Tim wants you make sure if you get time, and I hope you do, to show up to the 50th episode of the Just Too Sweet show. Kyle, it would be our pleasure. It's gonna be a fucking blast. Like we are just gonna. It's off the hook already. It's off the rails. We're probably all gonna go to jail afterwards. So Kyle, you got to join us. We'll be like the Blues Brothers in jail playing music and shit. You know what I mean?
It sounds like it's gonna be a fun time.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Mm-hmm. But thank you guys so much.
Not much longer for you guys in your 50th. So Just Too Sweet is gonna hit 50. The Put in the Book show is gonna hit 100.
100.
And then you guys will hit 50 right after that.
Yeah, you guys. So we got 50, 150. What did Drake say? I go 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick. Yeah, it feels so surreal to get this far. So it's good.
Oh, Steve, what? You didn't think I was hip to the new shit here? Come on, man. This guy, I'm wearing, So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was the A to Z program. I would like to thank our guest, Kyle Arango. Am I saying your name right, Arango?
Yes, you are actually. Yes, Arango.
Kyle Arango for being here. I would also like to deeply, deeply thank the man, the boss over here, Steve Faraci, for coming in and filling in to be the producer. Ladies and gentlemen, he did a fantastic job. Let's give Steve a round of applause here. Boss, you are the man. Thank you for coming on here. I would like to thank everybody.
Back.
Yeah, David, please come back. But in all seriousness, I would like to thank everybody who interacted tonight. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. Thank you all who shared this. Thank you for tuning in every week to our show. And thank you for coming on and supporting Pop Culture Pros. Remember, Pop Culture Pros can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, the Instagram, the Spotify. It can be heard on the iTunes. It can be heard on your grandmother's AM radio that stands up and has dust all over the speaker. We're on everything. We're everywhere. Turn something on. Spray something out of a can. I guarantee you, like Bert will pop out with that Bad Bunny thing. So guys, do it. You like us, share us, view us. Come take the ride with us because we ain't done yet. We just started. The ride has just begun. The ride has just begun. You want to be on this train and see where it goes. So on behalf of Kyle and on behalf of the boss.
Can I interrupt?
Whoa.
Can I just real quick? We've got a contest up on the site, popculturepros.com. It's for the movie Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. You have until tomorrow night, 11:59 on 3/16 to get your entries in. It's for $30 worth of Fandango gift certificates. And
that's awesome.
Just really quick here. In the announcement video, I offered 2 ways to get additional entries. Number 1, what shirt was I wearing during the announcement video? And number 2, name 2 characters over my right shoulder, right? And I'm like, so today I'm going through some of them, and some I'm really looking at these guys here. And 2 people, one person put Mr. Peanut. I'm like, what? Which of these looks like Mr. Peanut? And then another one came through, Mr. Peanut. And then my wife was like, hello, hi.
There he is.
There he is over your shoulder. Oh my God, I didn't notice that.
So should they get a bonus?
Boy, I don't know, boss. That's a tough one. But that's great. These contests come. See, folks, this is what you're missing out on. We have giveaways, we have contests, we have trivia, we have everything. This is the place to be. You got to be here with us. We're offering you right now to come with us and take this ride because as I tell everybody every week, when I become a big star, I'm not gonna fucking recognize any of your guys. I'm gonna walk right by you and fucking pretend I don't know you. That's. I'm gonna be a huge.
He's still gonna love everybody.
I'm still going to love everybody. I am. I really am. Okay, so that being said, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. Watch all of our shows. We have more than enough content that spreads the gamut for everybody. My name is Arick Zant. For Steve Faraci and the main man, Kyle Arango, thank you. Have a good night. Goodbye. 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 Good.